Hey, I'll see you on tour in Las Vegas, Chicago, and Grand Rapids. In Chicago, it's stand-up and a live panel show. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to jimmydore.com. There's a big Supreme Court ruling. What you need to know about the Supreme Court immunity ruling in Trump's 2020 election interference case. They're giving him immunity.
What?
So the Supreme Court's ruling Monday in former President Donald Trump's 2020 election interference case makes it all but certain that the Republican will not face trial in Washington ahead of the November election.
Great job.
By the way, YouTube insists we remind viewers that presidential immunity is completely effective in stopping the spread of corruption in politics.
It slows it down.
It does slow it. It doesn't stop it, but it slows it.
It doesn't stop transmission.
In a 6-3 ruling, the justices said that former presidents are shielded from prosecution for official acts, but do not have immunity from unofficial acts. The Supreme Court sent the case back to the lower court to determine whether core aspects of the indictment are unofficial versus official and therefore potentially shielded from prosecution. Here's what to know about the ruling and what comes next. By the way, the opinion. In the court's majority opinion, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that while the president is not above the law, he also may not be prosecuted for exercising his core constitutional powers. Therefore, Trump is entitled to at least presumptive immunity from a prosecution for his official acts, Roberts wrote.
I mean, since we let him off for the torture thing, the other ones...
I know, right? And the war things and the war crimes and the killing.
It's probably vital they make this decision because otherwise all those surviving presidents have to go to prison forever.
Forever. Barack Obama killed American citizens without he droned them. 16-year-old kid.
And don't even get me started on his chef's naked paddleboard trip.
That's right. The ruling means that special counsel Jack Smith cannot proceed with core allegations in the indictment, or must at least defend their use in future proceedings before the trial judge. The justices, for instance, wiped out Smith's use of allegations that Trump sought to leverage the investigative power of the Justice Department by ordering investigations into claims of voter fraud.
Wait, are you not supposed to leverage investigative
You're not
power
supposed to?
into fraud?
You're supposed to do. That's what it does not matter, the justice said, if the requested investigations were based on a sham allegations or based on an improper purpose.
Because we don't know till we do the
investigation. You don't know until you do the
we?
investigation. At the end of the day, the court said the president cannot be prosecuted for conduct within his exclusive constitutional authority. The justice said that the lower court must carefully analyze whether other allegations involve official conduct for which the president would be immune from prosecution. Boy, Teflon Don, he's the nonstick candidate, slipperier than Joe Biden in the family shower, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, because he doesn't have any actual real crimes.
That's right. I know.
I'm surprised as anyone.
I'm surprised as anyone, too.
But where are the actual crimes here?
Among the issues for further analysis is Trump's relentless badgering of then Vice President Mike Pence to not certify the electoral votes on January 6, 2021.
Oh, badgering.
What they neglected to say there, Kurt, was that Mike Pence actually likes being badgered when Trump puts on the furry suit and is a badger.
Yeah, Mike Pence is a deeply degenerate you can see just by his squinchy face.
The justices said it was ultimately the government's burden to rebut the presumption of immunity in Trump's interactions with Pence and sent the question back to U.S. Court Judge Tanya Chutkan. The fake elector scheme. The justices also directed additional fact-finding on one of the more stunning allegations in the indictment, that Trump had participated in a scheme orchestrated by allies to enlist fake electors in battleground states won by Democrat Joe Biden, who would falsely attest that Trump had won in those states.
Okay.
This is a tough call for Democrats because they also use all of these tricks.
Did he even do this, by the way?
It's like two con men fighting to get to pretend who gets to be the long lost grandson.
I'm guessing they don't have a lot of evidence for any of this.
No. The Trump team had argued that the selection of alternate electors was in keeping with Trump's presidential interest in the integrity of administration on the federal elections, and cited as precedent an episode from 1876 in which Ulysses Grant sent federal troops to Louisiana and Mississippi to ensure that Republican electors got certified in those two cases.
By the way, if Biden Democrats did steal the election, do you think any of these fucking Democrats would care that happened?
No.
They would lie and say they didn't.
The Smith team, by contrast, portrayed the fake elector scheme as a purely private action. that implied no presidential duty. The conservative justice, in their majority opinion, didn't answer the question as to which side was right, instead saying that determining whose characterization may be correct and with respect to which conduct requires a close analysis of the indictment's extensive and interrelated allegations.
But this won't hold up to close analysis.
You know, there's a lot of people are going to be voting for Donald Trump simply because neither political side likes him.
Yeah.
It's like he's out to take revenge on politics in America overall.
If he convinces me he's going to put all of MSNBC and all these people in camps, I will register to vote for him.
I will.
If he can make me believe it in my heart. I don't believe I want him to do it. I want him to execute the generals like Sagar said.
Unlike Trump's interactions with the Justice Department, the justice said this alleged conduct cannot be neatly categorized as falling within a particular presidential function. The necessary analysis is instead fact-specific, requiring assessment of numerous alleged interactions with a wide variety of state officials and private persons.
Oh, they don't want to do that.
Trial timing. The ruling makes it nearly impossible that a trial could be held before voters decide whether to send Trump back to the White House. No pre-trial preparations have taken place in more than 6 months since Chuckton put the case on hold in December to allow Trump to pursue his appeal. Wow.
Boy, The View made it seem like it was a slam dunk.
Chutkan had indicated she's likely to give the two sides at least 3 months to get ready for trial once the case returns to her court. That had left the door open to the case potentially going to trial before the election if the Supreme Court, like the lower courts, had ruled that Trump was not immune from prosecution. While with the Supreme Court ruling, however, the case could be tied up for months with legal wrangling over whether Trump's conduct was official or unofficial. The dissenters, 3 liberal justices, Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and how do you say her name? Brown Jackson, sharply
Brown Jackson, the woman who doesn't know what a woman is.
Sharply criticized and thinks that censorship is good. Sharply criticized the majority opinion in scathing dissents. In her minority opinion, Sotomayor expressed fear of our democracy and said the ruling wrongly insulates presidents as a king above the law.
Oh, now it's a problem, bitch?
Wow, that is scathing.
Wow. Hello, officer. I was brutally scathed.
Oh, boy, that is scathed. To the rest of us, that's just patty cake bullshit.
Oh, I got to put some aloe on that because the scathed
was so scathed.
It took the layer of skin off my entire body, the scathing.
Fear for our democracy in 2024 is like worrying about the pot roast for guests as the meteorite hits the planet. Worry about your democracy.
Don't give David Sirota movie ideas.
There is no democracy. Yeah, right. The dissenting justice said the majority decision makes presidents immune from prosecution for acts such as ordering Navy SEALs to assassinate a political rival, organizing a military coup to hold on to power, or accepting a bribe in exchange for a pardon.
Or covering up the Kennedy murder. The fuck? What is she talking about?
So what they're saying is, normal garden variety presidential shit.
Hey, Justice Sotomayor, are you not thinking ahead? The garbage deep state might want to hold on to control in the future, and this might make it hard. You moron.
Even if these nightmare scenarios never play out, and I pray they never do, the damage has been done. The relation between the president and the people he serves have shifted irrevocably. In every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law, Sotomayor wrote.
What? I'm sorry, I was getting my mandated vaccine. I didn't hear what you said.
I'm sorry. Yeah, in a separate dissenting opinion, Jackson said the majority's ruling breaks new and dangerous ground.
Oh, are they going to define what a woman is?
So they're just noticing the chasm between presidential politics and the American people now?
Yeah. No, yeah, just now.
Have you heard about this new invention they just came up with? It's called the wheel.
Remember Sotomayor was like, I like to think a wise Latina woman. Well, could you get one and replace Sotomayor?
Stated simply, the court now has declared the first time in history that the most powerful official in the United States can, under circumstances yet to be fully determined, become a law unto himself.
This is not... okay, wait. Is this the first time they ruled on this? It can't be, because it has been that way since before I was born. Since before I was born, they have been doing this. In fact, Richard Nixon declared it on a talk show, and everybody pretended to be mad, and then we went back to it.
Trump was convicted in May of 34 felony counts in his hush money trial in New York and is scheduled to be sentenced on July 11th. Each count of falsifying business records is punishable by up to 4 years behind bars, but there's no guarantee Trump will get prison time. Other possibilities include fines or probation. It seems almost certain that Trump's 2 other criminal cases will not go to trial before the election.
Oh, I bet they'll find a way. I bet they'll find a way to try to do something.
So, but that's what they're going after Trump for paying a hush. Again, we already showed you that Hillary, this crazy, and even Andrew Cuomo said that that case should have never been brought, and the only reason it was ever brought was because the defendant was Donald Trump.
I wonder if Andrew, after he was the receiving end of some Me Too's because we don't like you now, if he came around on, oh, maybe you shouldn't have bullshit. And also the other Cuomo who got fired from his job, who was all Mr. Me Too.
I mean, prosecuting, yes, right?
And by the way, if you paid a whore to shut up, that just sounds smart.
That's just, right.
A lot of whores talk too much.
But saying, you talk about perfect sense. I mean, prosecuting Trump for that. It makes perfect sense in the same world that has masturbating men on bicycles riding past children in a parade.
Well, it's a pride parade. We can't be proud of riding a bike and jerk. I don't know how to do that. I'd like a president who could ride a bike and jerk off.
An appeals court recently halted Trump's Georgia 2020 election interference case while it reviews the lower court's judge ruling allowing Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis to remain on the case. No trial date has been set in that case. No kidding.
No.
Fani Willis, of course, can remain on the case, even though she lied under oath.
I think her boyfriend should stay on.
Me too.
He's great.
That's absolutely perfect that she can remain on the case. When you have corrupt people making a corruption investigation against a corrupt individual who still isn't as corrupt as the ones investigating him.
Yeah, really incredible.
Trump was supposed to go to trial in May in another case brought by special counsel Jack Smith over classified documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate after he left the White House. But the U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon canceled the trial date as the case got bogged down with legal issues.
What?
Were some of those legal issues that the FBI was planting evidence?
Bogged down.
Was that some of the bogged down?
That's the worst when trials bogged down with legal issues.
Legal issues.
That's amazing.
Issues that the FBI was lying and planting evidence.
Is that the fake photograph what they're trying to refer to?
Yes. And they're going after him for a records thing. But not Joe Biden because he's too old.
Hey, what were these records? I remember Crystal Ball. It could be nuclear things. Oh.
She is such a clown.
Will you tell us what? Oh, we don't get to know what they are? I don't give a fuck if he took them then. I hope he gave them to everybody.
Me too.
They shouldn't have any secret.
Hey, I'll see you on tour in Las Vegas, Chicago, and Grand Rapids. In Chicago, it's stand-up and a live panel show. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to jimmydore.com.